Next, I would like to introduce Representative Tina Orwell from the 33rd District. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Good evening.
Good evening.
So how do we lessen the impact of having an airport in the heart of our district? You know, I ask this question myself all the time. This summer with the opening of the third runway, at the same time they were repairing the first runway, we saw significant changes. Areas of our community that used to get little or no air traffic noise really got substantial traffic noise. And other areas saw an increase in noise, and many of the people describe it as pretty much unbearable during the summer, how much air traffic noise. So I think it's an important issue. I'm glad you're coming out to make your voices heard. One of the things I started doing this summer was researching other airports, looking at community agreements and what other areas were doing. In fact, I told the port every time an airplane wakes me up, I'm going to get online and do more research. So I actually got a fair amount of work done. There are some interesting agreements, and I think we have an opportunity to really bring our partners, the port, the FAA, and the community leaders together to look at some issues around the use of the third runway, to look at hours of operation. Where I live in Des Moines, I think the flights go to 2 or 3 a.m. and they start again at 5 a.m. It's just throughout the night, and I think that really has impacted a lot of people in our community. So I really hope we can use this opportunity to really do some community agreements and put some understanding around the use of the third runway in evening hours and other things. So we have an important next step. I'd like to involve our congressional staff. I hope you make your voices heard tonight, but also with the staff at the federal level who will be important partners along with the port and the FAA. So thanks again for coming out. Look forward to talking to you.
Next, I would like to introduce King County Councilwoman Julia Patterson. Julia, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Susan, and thank you, Dave, for making a special effort to invite me. I missed the first meeting, and I'm no longer in the state legislature with these great elected representatives that you have, but as a county council member, this issue is still extremely important and relevant to my work. It's been nearly 22 years since the idea to build a third runway at Sea-Tac Airport was conceived, and I think it's been about 12 years since the FAA approved the plan to do that. And now it's been just under a year since the first airplanes touched down on that third runway. So as a lifelong resident of the Highline community and as an elected leader representing many or most of you, and by the way, it's been close to 20 years now that I've been at some level of government representing the voices of the people who live around the airport. I just want to say that I've experienced this whole development from the very beginning, just as most of you have also. And I've heard from many of you. I've heard that you still have questions about noise, about the environmental impacts. You have questions that have gone unanswered, and you have concerns about flight times and patterns and eligibility for noise mitigation. We're fortunate that these representatives of the FAA and the port have agreed to come and address these issues tonight, and I'm thankful for that. I will be listening very carefully this evening so that I can better understand how I might accommodate your state delegation in my capacity as a county elected official. So again, thanks to you folks for inviting me tonight. I'll be listening closely. And before I sit down, I also want to thank all of you who have been emailing me and calling me, and some of you have actually come downtown to the courthouse. Thanks for your effort to keep me informed and keep me in the loop. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julia. Now I'd like to welcome our port representatives who are here to answer your questions, and I think they're going to be giving you a presentation, so perhaps if you want to wait till their presentation, or you guys can think your questions. So please welcome Stan Shepard, Linda Pellegrini, and David Sumi to the podium.
Does this mic work okay for you?